We've seen that crafting by hand will get us nowhere fast. It's time to turn over some tasks to automated machines. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, there's a link in the description to the full playlist. The automation finished indicator in the upper right will keep right on flashing until we go into the research screen. What projects are we automating research for? First up, electric mining drills. As we will see, they are far superior to our current burner mining drills. Logistics unlocks a couple of items that are vital to transporting resources around the factory, splitter, and the underground belt. If knowledge is power, and it is, radar is essential to exploring and monitoring surrounding areas. That trio are the essential projects. Now we'll fill out the rest of the queue with some useful upgrades. Lamps for aesthetics and nighttime visibility. Repair packs, because repairing damaged items is a lot better than replacing them. Fast inserters are more of a this'll be useful but a little bit down the road yet. Fairly cheap as well. Damage and shooting speed are costly and come in pairs. Damage is always more valuable. You get the combat effectiveness boost without using more resources. Available projects are listed cheapest first through most expensive last. Learn to prove to yourself whether something is good or not. Don't blindly follow what I say or what some other guide says or what some calculator tells you. Mining drills are a simple, straightforward example. Burner mining drills have a couple of arguable advantages. One, the burner mining drill is smaller. You can cram more of them on the same mining patch. That becomes a mirage though when you realize you need space to deliver the fuel to the drill. We're using burner drills now, so there's the sunk cost fallacy. You don't want the resources you've already invested in them to go to waste. But the sooner we transition to something better, the better off we're going to be in the long run. Advantages of the electric mining drill are much more compelling. The mining speed is doubled. The area that it can mine is over 6 times as large. In the future, they can take modules which burner mining drills can't, and that will even further enhance their performance. Electricity is a far more convenient type of energy to supply than raw fuel is. Energy use per unit time is 40% lower, but it's actually better than that. To really see the full impact, it's useful to measure by unit produced. I won't bore you with the specifics of the math, but because the electric mining drill also works faster, per unit of output it only requires 30% of the energy and pollutes only 36% as much as the burner drill. The electric drills are more expensive to produce, but they're not expensive enough that that's a significant concern. So the choice ends up being overwhelming. Electric mining drills are a major upgrade, and that's why they're a top research priority. I've added a third active quick bar and crafted some of 3 essential items: assembling machine 1 to help us out with crafting, inserters, and iron chests. Assembly machines come from the automation research. Click once and you get the list of recipes to choose from. Naturally, we want science packs. Mouse over the word or icon to see the recipe. Change recipe sends you back to make a different choice. Inserters come in a variety of types, but all of them share a robotic arm moving items from one place to another. The line indicates the side the inserter will grab an item from. The arrow shows what direction it will put it in. Chests do what you'd expect them to. They store things. Add some copper plates to this one and watch the inserter work. Inserters only grab a limited amount of what a machine needs. Press Alt once to display icons of what is being stored or produced. Usually it's a good idea to leave that on. The assembly machine needs iron gear wheels, so we'll craft those, dump some in, and throw them on the quick bar. And it's working! Ingredients on the left, progress bar in the green on the middle, products on the right. Note the assembly machine's crafting speed. It's 0.5 or twice the normal time. Each science pack will take 10 seconds. Research speed is 1, no speed adjustment, and the projects we're working on now are 10 to 15 seconds per pack. That's a good match for our production rate, but I'd like to speed up research a little faster than 6 science a minute. Another assembler lab pairing right alongside will work fine, but it won't be the best for actually supplying the assembling machines. Either I'll have to drop all the items in myself, or we'll need a bunch of chests and inserters. There's no one right way to design a production area, or a factory for that matter. Just experiment and find something that works for what you're trying to do. I want to minimize involvement of the engineer here, so I'll have both assembly machines pull off the same chests. With the extra early research 2.0 requires for things like mining drills, radars, and so on, I think an early group of assemblers like this really helps. If we get some more gear wheels going, put them in one chest, put copper plates in another, inserters coming out both directions, that should work. Another useful hotkey is shift right-clicking on a machine to copy settings, shift left-click to apply those settings to another machine of the same type. This particular setup will also make it convenient to access the chest from both the right and the left. One assembler can produce the iron gear wheels so that we don't have to craft them all the time. Another one can produce copper wires out of copper, another intermediate task we can outsource and save some time on crafting ourselves. More inserters, more chests. Every assembler needs a place for output and a place for input. Chests themselves have a handy feature that allows us to limit the amount that is stored. Click on the red X and drag, and then any slots covered in that red are forbidden to be used. As I wrap up making sure everything's set properly, if you'd like to see more of this series, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment below with what you think of it. All we need now is some iron in the supply chest for the iron gear wheels, and then we'll need to hook up power to everything, make sure no area is left uncovered. Feel free to pause if it's confusing to you everything that's going on here. The value of this setup is that all the engineer has to do is supply two chests, the copper plate one in the middle, the iron one in the upper left. If we do that and ensure that power supply is sufficient, we get steady progress in science coming out the other end, along with a decent supply of gear wheels and copper wires. If you look closely at the gear wheel assembler, there's two inserters coming out of that. In these situations, they'll alternate which inserter takes the next item. We can actually skip that gear wheel chest in the middle, avoid overstoring too much, and let them pick the items off the ground. With everything running smoothly, we need to get back to our coal supply runs. Let's see how our steam engine is keeping up with the demand. Still half capacity or lower, that'll do quite nicely. Electric mining drill research gradually coming along, but for now we still need to make sure we're taking care of our burner mining drills and our furnaces. Once we get the new drills, logistics will be our next step.